what all of you don't understand is I don't do a lot of things for views. See, I get like comments a lot from people, and they're like, hey, father, is eating all of that fatty food and all the stuff you eat worth it? Like, I mean, you're not getting that many views, and is it worth the damage it's doing to your body? You don't understand something. But before I was ever a YouTuber, okay, when me and my wife we were just dating, we weren't married. I was eating like this. You have to ask her. I got to get my I don't know Jen Jennifer. Trying to get her attention. She's downstairs. Oh, here she is. Jen, she's here. Can you do me a favor, please? Don't worry. They can't see you. They can only see me. First of all, Jen, don't you think I look like Frank Lucas? You know the movie
Yes.
American Gangster? Does this not look like a chinchilla coat, remember?
Yes.
The chinchilla coat?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy's like, how could somebody wear a $20,000 chinchilla coat and not even buy me a cup of coffee?
That's true.
That guy, right? Anyway, can you confirm to all of these lunatics? I know you don't want to be bothered. My wife she's the best. God bless her. She's dealing with a lot, but she's strong. She's so powerful. I love her. But can you confirm, haven't I always been eating at restaurants and also fast food? Like there was this one time when we were dating. Tell them the story when I was eating the KFC, remember, in the car? And some guy beeped at me because what happened was the light turned green, right? You tell them, you can come closer so they can hear you.
This was many years
We were
ago.
dating. We weren't married, yeah.
No.
Good.
And we were at a red light and we just got KFC and you were sucking on that chicken bone like forget about it. And the guy was honking the horn and he goes, "Move, you fat bastard."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So can you confirm? A matter of fact, I'll even make you. My wife already knows this story, so she's not going to get upset.
Oh, yes, it's great.
Right. We had a moment, unfortunately, where we broke up. It was the biggest mistake of my life. I had to write a song to get it back. I was stupid. I was young. I didn't realize that I had the greatest woman on earth. I made a mistake, and we broke up for it was about like a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this other girl. She knows all about it. Believe me, she's not going to get upset.
That's a great story.
Right. So there was this girl. She was this Italian girl. Her name was Maria, Sicilian girl. But she was, don't get, a good-looking girl. Personality was the worst in the world. She had literally, she thought she was like a mafia boss. This girl. All she had wanted to do was go dancing, shopping and dancing, and like I lost so much weight because she didn't allow me to eat. Like I couldn't go to any right. Like I was so used to with Jennifer, I was going to fast food restaurants.
Thanks.
With this girl, she wouldn't even let me eat. I mean, I couldn't even eat nothing. Like it was like if I went into the refrigerator to grab a freaking chicken cutlet, the girl would
Slap your head.
slap my head with one of those wooden spoons, those wooden Italian spoons. So it got to the point where I went crazy. I'm like, it was like a Saturday. I'm like, what are we doing tonight, Maria? She's like, well, I want to go to Virgo 69, Bay Ridge. I want to go dancing. I said, I'm not doing it no more. I had it. Right? So she's like, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to McDonald's. Okay. So I drove, she's in the car screaming in Italian. I didn't even understand what she was saying. See, I don't really understand. I understand a lot of the curse words. I mean, I got it when she was cursing, but she was saying a lot of things that I didn't really understand. I don't think they were good things. But anyway, I got to the McDonald's. She gets out of the car, scream. I mean, these people thought we were lunatics, man. And I said, you know what? Give me four Big Macs, just to like really like aggravate her. So I said, give me like four large fries, give me 20 chicken McNuggets. Okay. So I'm sitting down, and I'm not kidding you. She starts hysterically crying, like screaming like a baby. She, and I'm sitting there loving that Big Mac because I literally didn't eat this for like a year, and I'm sucking it down. Like, Well, anyway, after that, we broke up, and I, was blessed enough that Jennifer forgave me.
I let you eat Big Macs.
Yeah, right. But I'm just
Oh my
the,
god.
the point of this story is that people think I do a lot of this stuff for views, which listen, I mean, views are great, but what you don't understand is I've always been eating like this. Jennifer, like, how many restaurants have I taken you to
Oh my
in
god.
all the years that we've been together? Probably 23 years. How many restaurants would you say?
I know, thousands and
How
thousands.
much money would you say we spent on
Probably
food?
millions. Seriously. Like, I
Okay.
mean, it's ridiculous.
And our kids, right? That we take. How many
Yeah.
restaurants do we take our kids to?
Oh my god, it's so bad that it's like, they're like,
They think it's normal.
yeah, they
Like,
think it's
like
normal.
my kids are just like, what restaurant? What restaurant are we going to today, Dad? That's like
Yeah,
that's
they're
how it's like,
waiting. Like,
right?
they're
But the point.
waiting.
So the point is, not everything I do is for views.
No.
I enjoy food, and
Oh yeah.
I also enjoy fast food. See, that's another thing. They think that like they have this ideology of like if you go to fast food, you're poor. No, it's not true. Listen to me. Some of the richest. Look at
Look at Donald
look
Trump
at Donald
on his
Trump.
private jet. He was eating McDonald's.
Right. You know, and I could go on and on and on. Sergey Brin, Larry Page, the founders of Google, when they incorporated Google, they got their first investor. They went look it up if you think I'm lying. They celebrated at Burger King.
Yeah.
I could go on and on and on about this, okay? But the point is I love fast food and sometimes I love really a great, legendary Italian restaurant like L&B Spumoni Gardens. But I've been doing this way before I had a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I've been doing this way before I was married.
Absolutely.
A matter of fact, this is it. I'll end it with this. When I was 13 years old, I started, believe it or not, if you can believe this, I was teaching piano lessons. That's how, like, I was really talented. Like, I started playing the piano at 10. And by the time I was like 13, I was a good enough piano player. Like, I was teaching at this school. It was called the Bromley School of Music. And I didn't look 13, by the way. I looked like I was, older, like maybe 16, 17. So she didn't know I was really 13. But anyway, she was this nice old lady that used to make me cookies and hot chocolate, and she paid me in cash, So it was a cash thing. So I was teaching piano lessons, and I was making about $300 a week in cash. And even back then, I would take my money and I would go to Chef Wang in Brooklyn. It was this Chinese restaurant on Bay Parkway and 86th Street. They loved to be in there. I used to go there like 2 times a week, and I would go to Vitali's, which was on McDonald Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. I used to go there. Oh man, I miss Vitali's. They had two dinner choices. It was $9.99. You actually would get one appetizer. You would get a salad and an entree and a soda. Can you believe this? For $9.99. But if you paid the additional $10, so if you went to $19.99, he threw in a glass of wine, he threw in cappuccino, he threw in a dessert. So I mean, I went for the night, 1999. He unfortunately went out of business. But I knew that he was giving away too much food. He wasn't making enough money. Remember Jennifer? I actually took Jennifer there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so even as a kid, 13 years old, I was going out to eat like almost every day of my life.
That's your happy place.
And if you wonder why, just very quickly, it was primarily because of my father. My father, like Jennifer, when she first met me, she was very afraid. My father was like gagging. And my what? At the time she was my girlfriend. She was like, Richie, maybe we should call like 911. She go, I think your father, I don't know if something is seriously wrong with him. And she couldn't understand how calm I was. Like right, my mother was calm. And I'm like, no, he always does this. Like he'll just blatantly start, throwing up or go into the sink. But the thing was, to eat with him, it was a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
He didn't have the greatest manners. May he rest in peace. He didn't have the greatest manners. Like he would spit up this like phlegm. Like I'm talking about the real deal, like yellow. When you have like a sinus infection, and you could see the yellow phlegm, disgusting, and he would throw it onto the table, onto the table, and I would get. I have to be. I see. You don't know something about me. I'm like a germaphobe. I can't handle things I get physically like I got so sick I threw up. So I stopped eating it. Now this is the thing. I always loved my mother is a great cook, right? But I used to try to tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, when you make food, I said, just let me eat first before my father gets up, right? So he was in his room sleeping, and I ordered from a Pizzeria Den. Not Pizzeria Den, Pizza Wagon, excuse me. I went to both of them, but this particular instance, it was Pizza Wagon in Brooklyn, off Fifth Avenue, right, 86th Street. Long story short, we got my favorite. I'm thinking about it now. The square pie, extra cheese, and sausage, right? I always got it on half because my wife, at the time, my girlfriend, she didn't want the sausage. I was hoping she wanted my sausage, but she wanted the plate, right? So I would get half sausage, half plate. So the pizza comes, right? I open it up, I sit down at the table, and what does my mother do? What does she do? She goes to my father, Rich, the pizza is here. And I'm like, you could have just let me eat one effing piece of pizza, not even one. So now he gets up, and that's the end of my pizza. And I would just get up, and me and Jennifer would just go to Outbacks at that point. We had the Outbacks run over there. So anyway, it's a long story of explaining that I've been eating out forever, and it's not something. I mean, I appreciate the views. I do appreciate the views, but I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah. True story.
Video's not financial advice, not a financial planner. It's not legal advice. I'm not an attorney. This video and all my videos are for entertainment purposes only. Frank Lucas.